It's Saturday, July 23rd, 2022. I'm TC Kirkham, and this is the Kirkham Report. Greetings, VC. TC Kirkham here, the Kirkham Report. I want to say thank you and welcome to everybody that might be new that's checking in. We'll talk more about that later on in the contest update. I also want to say it is like hell up here in the Boston area this weekend. We are expected to have a heat index of 105 today, so I'm trying to get this out early and up and running so it'll be out on time today. Got lots of stuff to go over, and most importantly, this week's cover story. It has been an interesting week in the vinyl community, to say the least. And it's one that hasn't affected me in any personal way, but it has affected a lot of the people I know online. A lot of friends of mine in the vinyl community are affected by what has been officially and affectionately dubbed MoFi Gate. Mobile Fidelity admitted in an interview with Mike at the End Groove earlier this week that there is indeed a digital step in their analog, superior analog recordings since the late 2010s, somewhere around 2016 or 17. Audiophile fanatics went absolutely nuts. And you know something? I don't have any MoFis. I don't see the point in spending the extra money because I'm looking for great sound, but if I like the sound of what I hear, I'm not going to worry about getting the MoFi of it or any, super expensive pressing of it. But those people who have been complaining a lot about the fact that there's a digital step in what they thought was a completely analog recording are 100% correct to be upset. MoFi has not even acknowledged the controversy on their website. As of this morning, there's not one word about this digital step on their anywhere on their website. Now, this all came out because they mentioned, or it was mentioned by somebody online, that there was going to be a digital step in the Michael Jackson One Step coming out. One Steps are their most expensive repressings. There were 40,000 copies being made, and somebody went, hey, you can't be running the master copy 40,000 times. Something else has got to be happening, because it's supposed to be one step from the master recording to the vinyl. Well, there is a digital step, and MoFi pretty much laughed it off in their interview with the End Groove. They were very smarmy, very condescending. I mean, they did admit that this has been going on since about 2016. But, I don't blame the vinyl community for feeling totally betrayed. I know quite a few people online who love these kind of recordings. Melinda Murphy, I think more than anybody I watch on a regular basis, who really enjoys her Mobile Fidelity master recordings. She has yet to weigh in. She talked about the controversy a little bit before the interview with Mike aired, so I expect she'll probably address it on her upcoming video this coming week. But this is just wrong. If you were using a digital step and you were knowingly selling to audiophiles who expected an all analog product, not putting that up front has completely destroyed your reputation. I don't know whether you realize that or not, or whether you give a shit or not. And I'm sorry. I really don't think this is something to be laughed off. People have been making fun of some of the audiophiles, and rightfully so, because there's a small percentage of them. They're like, oh, I don't do anything but analog, and I can tell the difference between analog and digital, and blah, blah, blah. There aren't that many of those out there. Most of the people who have invested in this kind of recording truly are looking for the best possible sound on their current setup. And those do deliver, from what I've heard. But not admitting it and then pretty much blowing off the controversy, you know, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see them lose 50% of their sales in the next month. Quite a few people have said they're canceling their pre-orders for several things. Some people say they don't mind that there's a digital step, but they wish they had been upfront about it. That's exactly my point. When you're doing something like this and you're catering to people who are expecting analog, 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 not analog, digital analog, in the old triple number letters file they used to use on CDs, not admitting that digital step from the beginning is a complete deception. I really don't think that that's something they should be proud of. It's certainly something they shouldn't be blowing off. Now the question is coming up as to whether they can be trusted, and whether other companies that claim analog, analog, analog can be trusted as well. This is going to have a lot more major fallout in the vinyl community than anyone thinks it will. And I think over the next 6 months, we're going to see a number of labels that do these type of things really looked at super closely, and deservedly so. They should be getting on top of this, not blowing it off like it's nothing, because it isn't nothing. This is a big deal to a lot of people that buy those products. As I said, it does not affect me personally. I do not own any MoFis, don't plan on actually buying any of them. I didn't to begin with. But those who have spent a great deal of money on amassing a collection, and I know quite a few people in my subscribers list are the people that I watch who do purchase these. Melinda Murphy, Robert Z, Steve Carlson, a number of others. They have a right to be royally pissed off right now. And I don't see any easy solution to this other than a complete mea culpa from Mobile Fidelity. And so far, that hasn't been coming. If it doesn't come soon, it could end up upending the entire higher quality audiophile recording industry as we know it. And that's this week's cover story. Out of the box this week is not 45s. I'll be honest, I haven't purchased any 45s from Don and Mary the last couple of weeks because most of them I've already had. I got outbid for a couple that I did bid on, which is fine. Everybody there, I'm glad they're buying them. That's terrific. But I did pick up something new that I would like to show off, even though it's not music, but comedy. Last Saturday, Kim and I were watching television, and there happened to be an infomercial for this on. And I'm like, holy cow, I did not know that was out there. I'm going to go pick that up right now. And it took less than a week to get here, and here it is. The best of George Carlin. This is a 12 DVD set from Time Life. I don't buy much from Time Life. The reason we picked this up is because, number one, Carlin is our absolute favorite comedian of all time. I first saw George Carlin, I was 6 years old, laying on my grandmother's couch with a fever of 102, my butt sore from getting a shot, and he was doing, I believe it was the Mike Douglas show, and he did his hippy-dippy weatherman character, and oh my God, even sick, I was laughing. I remained a Carlin fan ever since, and we lost him a number of years ago, unfortunately. But this man would have been fun to watch the last 4 years or 5 years over what's been going on in Washington. This set is just huge. It includes all 14 of Carlin's HBO specials. I've seen most of them, but not all of them. 40 years of comedy special hosted by Jon Stewart. Rare clips from early television appearances. Hours and hours of bonus content, including The Real George Carlin, which was his only mainstream television special. The Apartment 2C pilot, appearances from The Comedy Store and The Comedy and Magic Club, never before released appearances from The Tonight Show featuring starring Johnny Carson, in-depth interviews, and audio tracks sourced from George's own tape library, and of course this little collector's booklet that comes with it. For $100, 14 DVDs, that is not bad, or 12 DVDs in the book, and all of that material, including all of his specials. My wife and I will get a lot of use out of this because there's a lot of these we haven't seen. And I'm sorry, George Carlin is, I like other comedians. I enjoy, Bill Engvall, and I enjoy Jeff Dunham. I enjoy some of these people. Carlin is in a class all of his own because I am usually laughing so hard I can't breathe, or I'm literally falling on the floor. Particularly Carlin on Campus, Carlin at Carnegie, and another one of the other ones. Love the man and always will, and that collection is going to get a lot of use. I don't know whether you're interested in it, but I did get something else this week, even though it has nothing to do with music also, and other people probably have one. But I'm glad I got it because I just picked it up just in time. This is my new Midland weather radio. I grew up in Midwest in Ohio for the most part during my formative years, my early teen years. Or actually, no, I wasn't a teenager yet. And I also lived there again from 18 to 30. And Ohio has terrible weather, and we were living in Ohio in the early 70s when the super outbreak happened and destroyed Xenia, which was about 150 miles from where we were, but it was nuts. I've been a weather person, and I'm very observant, very nervous. This past week I got this on Tuesday or Wednesday, and the very next day we had slews of severe thunderstorms. My old weather radio died last year, and I've been wanting to get one for a while, and I wanted to get the tabletop model, but nobody had it. So I had to get that one, and boy, it works. That thing went off like 7 times the other day. I'm glad to get it. So anyway, just a couple of oddball things on Out of the Box this week. It is time for this month's haul from Black Box Record Club. I have pre-scored it but have not looked into it. And so we will find out what is in here together. Now, you remember I told you a couple months ago I was about ready to drop out because they were sending me a bunch of stuff I didn't like, so I went in and rejiggered my profile and pretty much spelled out what I wanted and what I didn't want. And since then, it's been top-notch all the way. Last month I got a couple of great titles. We'll see how they do this month. Let's see. Let's check it out here. Let's see. Number 1. Ooh. Oh, hey. Wait. Whoa. Okay. I actually almost bought this about a year ago. This is, I think this is from 2000. I can't, my light is in the other room. I don't have my lamp here. Let me see if I can see it from here. 2020. This is from Record Store Day 2020. Tangerine Dream and Tiger. I love Tangerine Dream. This is right up my alley. A gold vinyl, it looks like, translucent yellow vinyl, Obi strip. I have one of the others. I bought a couple of the other ones on Record Store Day that Tangerine Dream has put out. I love their music. They are just stupendous. And Cherry Red Records, originally released in 1987 on Zomba, so this is the repressing. I can't wait to listen to this. Thank you, Black Box. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh my God. Are you? Oh my God. Oh, I love it. Venice, Venetian Vinyl. This is the greatest hits album that came out about a couple years ago from Music on Vinyl. I don't know if you can see it there. This is vinyl only. There is a CD version, but it's not quite the same, and there's also a download version. I have been a Venice fan since the mid-'80s when I first discovered them. I knew about them earlier because this guy on the right, Kip Lennon, was in all the teen magazines in the late 70s when he did the theme from Buck Rogers, which was called Suspension. I have that too. I have a ton of Venice stuff on digital. I love these guys, and all the big hits are here too. All the stuff that I think of as hits, like That's the Way It Is and Rivers Never Run. And I wish the printing wasn't blue, orange on light blue, because it makes it hard for me to see it, even with my glasses on. But yeah, I am a huge fan of this. It's a gatefold too, and it's a resealable. Comes in a resealable package, so that'll be very, very good. And like I said, I've seen this. Audiophile vinyl, 180 gram. So you can't beat this, man. Oh my God, that's 2 months in a row. I love this, and this is a double record set too. Look at that, terrific. Music on Vinyl has hit it again. I mean, Black Box has hit it again. Let's see what the Black Box card of the month is. Come here. Oh, it's a door hanger this month. Usually it's just a postcard. Caution, music inside may cause spontaneous dancing. Hey, I'll take that. Black Box, wow. Tangerine Dream is great. This is fantastic. I love Venice, so this is going to be awesome. If you haven't heard Venice and you like Beach Boy style pop, I know Steve Schnee is a big fan of them. We've talked about them together, notes back and forth and comments. If you like Beach Boys, you'll love Venice, and they are a terrific band, and they're still together, still doing music. They started when they were in their 20s, a couple of pairs of cousins. Kip and Michael, I think it is, are the two brothers that are the younger brothers of the Lennon sisters. Awesome stuff all the way around. Black Box, thank you. 2 months in a row. Looks like my faith in you has not been destroyed. I appreciate that. And I will be looking for more in another month. That is this month's Black Box Record Club shipment. So a couple weeks ago, I launched a contest that I've been holding off on. I was going to wait till I got to 200, and finally I just realized I'm never going to get there. Let's do a push to 200 and see if we can actually get there. Well, it went by for a week with nobody entering. And then I got 3 or 4 entries in a row, and it just exploded. I'm up to 12 entries now. I just got notice while I've been recording, and I got another one. And I cannot thank you guys enough. When we started this contest 2 weeks ago, I was at 184 subscribers. I had a push from my pals Don and Mary over on Chick Chat this past Tuesday, which pushed me over the 200 mark. And as of right now, as I'm recording this at 11:50 a.m. Saturday, I am at 263 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I mean, the number of people that have come through, I'm so happy. And I'm going to continue my push. If you guys can get me to 300 subscribers before the final date, that top prize is going to double. I will double that gift card to $100. If I can get up to 300 people signed up and subscribed by the end date, which I think is August 13th or 14th. It's 3 weeks, 2 weeks from today. 3 weeks from today. Today's the 23rd, and that's 2 years ago. So whatever it is, I think it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks from today. In any case, by that end date, if you can get it to me and get me up to 300, I will double that grand prize. Okay? So, help me get there. I want to thank everybody. If you've not heard on this, I did just get one. So I don't know. Let me check real quick as to who it came from. Okay, that was just another subscription. Okay, so I'm, oh God, now I'm up to, now I'm way up on those too. We're going to get there. I want to thank the following people. These are the people that have entered so far, and then you can watch the contest entries on the TKR Obscuria Push to 200 Subscribers Obscuria Contest playlist. Richard McCook. Richard, thank you for all you did to promote the contest. The same with Rachel's Ghost. Rachel, I love you, sweetie. I love you so much. I wish I could get to your live streams. I never can, but you have been influential in getting so many people involved with this. Chris from Record Talk, My Sound Waves, Lloyd Boone, World of Music, Embryonic Robot, T-Cat's Deep Vinyl Tracks, Vinyl Richie. I've gotten tons of people who said they heard about the contest from Vinyl Richie. Thank you, dude, so much. Martin Jones, MGK Boston, and a previous subscriber, the first one other than Rachel and Richard to actually enter, and Chris, to enter the contest, Glenn Calloway from the Basement. The contest is open until, like I said, I think it's 2 weeks from today or 3 weeks from today, August 13th or 14th. Let me just look it up. It's just easier. 1, 2, 3 weeks from today, August 13th is the deadline, so please continue to do so. And it's really simple. I want you to show 10 records that you think no one else in the VC has. Now, my whole idea on this was to get people to show off the embarrassing things that they want. That's not what's happening, and it's been fantastic. I have discovered so many new things watching these entries. It's been great. I came close. I actually have one of the songs that Richard McCook brought up, but I don't have that recording of it. It's the Tartan Hordes, Bay City Rollers, We Love You. I have a digital file of that. I really am amazed at the number of stuff that's been coming up, and I really love the way everybody's doing it with all these really hard to find. A lot of it's hardcore and punk, and Glenn Calloway pulled out some bluegrass, and everybody's got different tastes, and this has been a real joy watching people talk about things that they've got that they don't know, they don't think anybody else has. So thank you to those who have entered so far. Thank you to everyone who has come over and subscribed, thanks to recommendations from everybody. Vinyl Richie, Rachel's Ghost, Chris from Record Talk, Embryonic Robot, Rachel, Richard, everybody that's come over, thank you so much. And the gang over at the Chick Chat, Two Hip Chicks also. I hope that you guys will continue to enter. It's simple. You can do any 10 titles. They can be albums, tapes, CDs, or 45s. I prefer you keep it to 2 formats and no more than, like, try to keep it an even number, like 5 and 5 or 4 and 6 or whatever on it. And there are 2 criteria. If you enter the contest and you get somebody else to come over and subscribe and say, hey, I saw your contest from, I will give you an extra entry. There's a second criteria, nobody's met it so far, that I'm watching for that will also get you an extra entry. Originally, it was supposed to be if they said that and then did a video, but since I didn't really explain that clearly in the first video, I'm not doing that, everybody that's coming over. If you get a video, I'd really appreciate it if you would do a video in addition to subscribing and letting us know, and I will make sure that that gets in there for the other person. So we're gonna have people. I think Vital Richie's up to like 10 entries so far. We'll see. In any case, thank you so much. This, you have no idea how this has buoyed my week. It was a rough week, and getting all these entries and all these subscriptions and exploding like that. I mean, I'm up almost 100 from where I was a week ago, and it is thanks to these wonderful people that have come on board and have done the contest and spread the word for me, and I really appreciate it. Let's get it going. Keep it going. Don't be dissuaded to the fact that I've already made 200. We're going to push to 300, and if we can get there, I will double that top prize when we do it. So thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. And next week I will run down the list again of the people that have entered. If you didn't hear your name on that list, please leave a comment in the original contest video so I will know to look for your entry. Or you can shoot me an email in the show notes and say, hey, I entered your contest. Here it is. And I'll make sure you get entered. And if you don't see yourself on the playlist, let me know too, because everybody I know of is on the playlist. Thank you again, and continue to help me grow. Much appreciated. In the back pages this week, I'm going to talk about a couple other passions of mine. Now, you guys know I love music, and I'm a music fanatic, and I enjoy everything. But over the last couple of days, a couple of the other things I'm very passionate about have been happening, newsworthy stuff. X Games are this weekend. I'm a huge extreme sports fan, and I haven't watched for 2 or 3 years because it's been too crazy and too hot, and they haven't really done a lot with the pandemic going on. I got to attend the Dew Tour live in Boston in 2010, which was a lifetime thrill for me. It was definitely a bucket list. Got to meet, great people that weekend. Some of my skateboarding and heroes, and just loved that. My other passion, thanks to my wife, because I didn't like it until I was 30, is professional wrestling. I wrote professional wrestling stuff for PW Insider, one of the top online site. I had a column a few years ago called Me Against the World. I ran it for, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. Just as a volunteer. I didn't even get paid for it. I just enjoyed doing it. I enjoy still doing things like that, and I keep my fingers in. Now, I admit mostly I'm fans of individual wrestlers, like Marco Stunt, who I've always got on. But I'm also a fan of wrestling in general if it's well done. I haven't watched the WWE product in ages because I simply haven't liked what they've been doing, and I've kind of sloughed off on AEW since they let Marco go because there hasn't been anything going on that I really care about. And Jungle Boy's been out on injury leave until this last week. And they don't do enough with Danhausen yet. Those are my favorites over there. So I'm just kind of blew it off the last 2 or 3 weeks. And then yesterday happened and kind of blew the entire wrestling world, blew their minds. Vince McMahon has retired as the head of WWE. Vince has been embroiled in a couple of scandals over the last couple of months, and it's not something that's really surprising. He already gave up his seat on his control. He was still doing creative, but he'd given up his executive powers to his daughter Stephanie and to their other CEO Nick Khan about a month ago. Now Stephanie and Nick Khan are no longer interim CEOs, they are official co-CEOs, and Vince announced his full retirement from WWE yesterday. Vince McMahon took WWE from a tiny regional federation which was primarily operating in the Northeast, and his vision of a true worldwide federation started to make that happen in the 80s. By the 1990s, he was totally dominant, and for the last 20 years, he has pretty much been the only game in town, except for smaller promotions like TNA/Impact, and now All Elite Wrestling over on the Turner Networks. Vince has done a lot of crazy stuff in his lifetime. He's written some terrible storylines, but he has been an amazing businessman who has made wrestling more a part of American culture and world culture over the last 30 years. When I was first going, dating my wife, I couldn't stand it. I never liked it during the 80s when I was in my 20s. It was Kim's love for it, and she's loved it since she was a teenager. She does a podcast for it called Ring Around the Rosie. Well, she hasn't done one for quite a while, but she will be getting back to it eventually. She got me into it. First WCW and then WWE, and now we subscribe to 3 different independent wrestling networks on Roku. We frequently buy programming from other smaller indie feds that we really love. Game Changer Wrestling, Warrior Wrestling, Wrestling Revolver, which is co-owned by John Moxley, who is now in AEW. Cape Championship Wrestling, when we can see them out of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. They haven't done a lot of televised events, but it is co-booked by Marco Stunt now. I really enjoy watching this stuff. And Vince, for all the things and all of his flaws, is the reason wrestling is where it is in the world today. He helped make it a global sport, or sports entertainment, whatever you want to call it. So even though he's currently got a couple of scandals hanging over him, and they're not stuff he's, probably, that's part of the reason why he decided to retire, no doubt. He still deserves credit for everything he's done to make WWE and wrestling as a whole the important part of life that it has become for so many millions of people, including myself and my wife and a number of our friends. And so Vince, I'm not really happy with all the writing that you've done over the last year, but I definitely recognize your input into the wrestling community as a whole, and you will be missed as a powerhouse of the wrestling industry. Thank you for all your years of service as part of that, and your vision is what made it is today, and why WWE is the dominant force in wrestling around the world. So thank you. Enjoy your retirement, sir. You've earned it. And that's the back pages for this week. Bit of a short show because it is hotter than hell up here, as I said at the beginning of the show. I am working steadily on Record Store Rewind. I got some entries from people who might be interested in helping out and contributing to Record Store Rewind. Always interested in contributions. I am working on finding a way to get those up on the site as soon as I can. I work a regular job in addition to doing all this, so it's kind of crazy trying to get everything done. But I will be working on that, and hopefully, like I said, I'll have it up for the most part, get a lot of this contribution started getting up by the end of this month. And if you want to check it out, recordstorerewind.com, devoted to record stores of the past, present, and future. Tell us your memories and definitely contribute if you can. Also, this Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, I will be up on the Two Hip Chicks YouTube channel with my pal Don for another episode of Finding Your Music Mojo. This is our live show. It started off recorded. We started doing it live about a month and a half ago. And it's been fun to do. We welcome everybody to come in, say hi, chat about music. We talk about our collections, about how to, collectors' questions and whatever. And it is a lot of fun. We switch off, and so this time it is her time to host. And it will be on the Two Hip Chicks, that's TOO Hip Chicks, on Monday, as I'm recording this, that is July 25th, at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and I hope you will join us. Don't forget to check out all my weekly shows also. Influencers on Tuesdays at 4. Rank This Thursdays at 4. It got blown off this week because of the heat wave. I just did not have a way to do it. This show, Kirkham Report, Saturdays at 4. Pop Retro Countdown, Sundays at 4. And TC's Obscuria Vaults, Monday through Friday. 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Getting a lot of comments on those from a lot of the new people, and I really appreciate it. Once again, if you haven't been a part of my contest yet, go check out the contest video, subscribe, make a video, and enter. I'd love to see it. I'm loving everything I've seen so far, and I really appreciate the support. I cannot believe the explosion of subscriptions this year after almost 2 years in the VC to suddenly explode by that many over a week's period. It is just really amazing, and thank you so much, and I hope it continues. I will have more next week, as always, and hopefully this damn heat wave will be broken, because it is hot in here, even with the fan on full blast. And I hope everybody else can stay cool. I know that Rod, Happy Hippie Guy, had some bad storms down his way. I know Jenny B-Side Records lives down there also, and I think Marican and her husband, Marican Craddock, lives in that area too, and Charlie Grace from Forever Best Friend. So many people in Tennessee I know got hit this week, and I know there's going to be more. Dawn and Mary are supposed to get bad storms tomorrow, and then those will hit us on Monday. It's going to be a fun week. In any case, it's summertime. What else are you going to do? I just wish it would bring some relief to the heat. Thank you for watching. Continue to spread the word, and I really appreciate all your support and all your kind words. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, and please leave a comment in the comments. I love hearing from you. For the Kirkham Report, I'm TC Kirkham. I will see you next week. Ciao, baby.